What's going on, YouTube fam? It's your boy, the honorable and beautiful black man, Brimezus, back in here. And today, guys, we're going to talk about Creed 3. Is going to be a review discussion, and we're going to talk about what things in the Creed movie actually mean. So, guys, without God, I hate that background. We were playing music out in that parking lot, bro. It's really pissing me off. But that's neither here nor there. Guys, don't forget to like the button, comment below, guys. Tell me what you got about the Creed movie. Get some merchandise off my websites. The link will be in the description box below. Most importantly, guys, please subscribe to my YouTube channel so I can continue to give you guys more content on a regular basis. So let's get on to it, guys. First, I want to talk about the things that I did not like about the movie. One, I didn't like how the movie emphasized a lot on CGI at some parts, especially the first fight in the beginning. And there were certain instances where the movie did utilize CGI and it was actually a good thing. Particularly the end fight. I thought they really stuck the landing, guys, because as a fighter, you go through like two different sensations in the ring. You have this sensation where like when you get hit and you realize there's a bunch of people around you, surrounding you, that you're in a fight, that you're alive, that you're awake, you're not dreaming. Like it's kind of like when Neo wakes up from the Matrix. I referenced that before on my channel. And there's also the other end of the spectrum where you're in a fight and you can literally just exit or delete everything else from reality but you and your opponent and that ring. The coach, everybody else can disappear. You can go to this plane of existence where it's just you and your opponent and everything else can just kind of cease to exist. I really love how they brought that aspect and how that feels into the Creed movie. So the Creed 3, compared to other Creed movies and even the Rocky movies, does the best when it comes to symbolism and I think explaining like certain aspects of being a fighter that people don't like, that oftentimes overlook. Like, for example, how it means to obtain certain levels of success as a fighter and wanting to keep fighting, and reasons why you want to keep fighting, guys. Because fighting brings some level of excitement to your life, and I guess you can call it like a euphoric high, win or lose, that you can't quite get anywhere else. And you can't get that same kind of satisfaction, fulfillment, or sense of existence or sense of being alive from like money, success, notoriety, whatever, sex. You can't quite get it. Family, you can't quite get it outside of the ring like you can in the ring. And a lot of people, like a lot of great fighters, even if they like save it for retirement, they don't want to just sit back on the sunset and relax. That's boring. Like, you don't understand how boring life can get outside the realm of fighting and training. And the Creed movie does a really good job of symbolizing that. Like, people like Floyd Mayweather still doing exhibitions because even though he's made $1 billion throughout his life, no amount of women in cars can bring that level of satisfaction performing under those lights. It's very hard. You can't get anywhere else. You can't. And I love how that's brought into this movie where like you got fighters who are old, past their prime, and they're fighting because they have to, and they need to exist. They need to be alive, and it goes far beyond things like money, fame, or whatever case you could bring. Like you see how quickly in that movie how boxing can change somebody's life. Like the antagonist movie Diamond Dane did immediately. You know, he came out of jail, then he started getting money in him right away, and you saw, you know, Apollo Creed Jr., how his life had changed from point A to point B, being the heavyweight champion. I love how it symbolizes those kind of things, how it can affect you as a person. You know, that it relates that to like the viewer in a very accurate way. Marketing, you know, like this movie is all about marketing, from how they're pitching certain vehicles to like marketing the Zone and Hennessy. Like, it's all about marketing and sponsorships. Like, that's a heavy part of what boxing is and sports is nowadays. It's like, oh, brands here, brands there, brands everywhere. This movie was definitely a good way for business to advertise their products. It also shows what like prize fighting is really about, guys. Because people don't really care so much about the skill, even though skill is playing like a big part of things. They care more about the spectacle and the drama and the anime behind fighting. But that, like, for example, nowadays people complain about Jake Paul fighting as a boxer or YouTuber fighting, you know what I mean, and how it takes away from like, you know, people who don't chase like the internet clout and they're not getting that notoriety. The thing is, it's not really that the YouTuber's fault. It's the casual audience's fault for not knowing. They don't really care about the skill. They can't understand. They can understand like the brutality of somebody getting knocked out, and they can understand like what a fight means like on a primal level. So like when you have like a good enough storyline against people who are well known, it could sell a fight. And that's the same thing nowadays, guys. Like I don't think in boxing they'll ever supersede skilled fighters, you know. Let's say people like nowadays like Devin Haney or Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, all that type of stuff. Like, it's never gonna supersede that because skills will pay the bills no matter what. But people are gonna care more about personality getting in the ring as opposed to like general meritocracy. And that's the same thing sometimes when it comes to politics. Like you got characters like Donald Trump or whoever you can name, like they care more about the personalities more than the policies when it comes to politics. Same thing with fighting. You have to be a personality. That is important. You gotta draw people to your story. Tank Davis, who I really admire, and is a very great fighter and a very great champion. I don't think he's the best in his division, but he's a knockout artist. But if people are drawn to that brutality, it's easy for people to understand more so than the precise skill and technique of like that of the Devin Haney, for example. And that movie symbolizes that because it's not like the best fighting the best kind of thing in Creed with marathons. It's like, yo, like what's gonna happen? Like some guy that got out of jail has one pro fight, really gonna beat the washed up heavyweight champion who's broken down and beaten up. And I can relate to it myself, like, you know, me as a fighter, I want to get back in the ring and fight, compete. That's my dream. I have this sense of emptiness outside the ring that, you know, YouTube can't fix, business can't fix, and XYZ can't fix. And that movie symbolizes that. So pray for me guys if you're watching this video. That's gonna wrap up my discussion about Creed 3, why I think it's a great movie and the best movie in the Rocky Creed series. Don't forget to like that button, comment below guys, tell me what you guys thought about the Rocky Creed movie. Don't forget to cop some merch off my websites. The link will be in the description box below. And most importantly guys, please subscribe to my YouTube channel so I can continue to give you guys more content on a regular basis. It's your boy, Brimezus. I'll see you guys next time.